space, the deadliest terror groups in the world. Number one of them is the dreaded Boko Haram terrorist organization, which is a Fulani-sponsored group. The Fulani, the number two, the Fulani herdsmen terrorist group. And the number three, which is I would say this is their foreign department, exporting department of terrorism, the Islamic State of West Africa province, ISWAP. So, my dear Biafrans and listeners and all friends of Biafra and all lovers of freedom, it is a great horror to live among these people. It is a great horror that Biafrans have had to experience or live with. When Biafrans and other unfortunate nations trapped in the contraption called Nigeria cry, we cry, and when we fight for freedom and our right to be alive, many ignorant people will not understand the cruel life we are forced to endure. I would say it's a cruel death, because there is no life when you are marked for death. Everybody is marked for death. But I have not come here to talk to any foolish person. I believe it takes a very reasonable creature for anyone to tune in to this glorious platform of Radio Biafra, to listen to the predicaments of the Biafran people in the zoo. We are in a very terrible situation. And not just in the zoo, by extension, in other parts of the world, because anyone who doesn't have a home will always wander in the wild. It doesn't matter where you find yourself, where you're domiciled. Once you don't have a home, once you don't have a place to return to, you are wandering, you are scavenging. And many die on their path of scavenging, and many never returned home. Those who are fortunate to have a place to live at the moment, they will end up there, and their homeland taken over by these marauding strangers and terrorists. So we always bring to the notice of the world and all people of good conscience what we go through in the zoo, so that whichever way, any effort anyone can put to see that the suffering of these millions, tens of millions of Biafrans in Biafra land and in parts of the zoo and elsewhere around the world comes to an end, will be appreciated and will be, because the word of man is the word of God. You want to show the humanity in you, you have to care about your fellow humans, what they go through. Our leader, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, have been crying, have been preaching, have been informing the world on all these things. And I believe the world is listening. And it is not just words. It is not just spoken words that we need. We need action of the world, action of the international community, because Biafrans will no longer tolerate this. We will no longer remain the slaves these slave masters want us to become. To do justice to this topic, I would like to explain further on the history of the terrorist group called Boko Haram and their set goals. Because they don't just exist to kill. They have an agenda, they have a goal, they have a plan of what they want to achieve. Their name, Boko Haram, simply means Western education is a sin. Or in actual definition, Western civilization is forbidden by them. Therefore, anybody bringing any sense of reasoning coming from the education of Western civilization to the Boko Haram, you are their enemy. Any reasonable human being who hears this name, the meaning of this name, automatically understands the goal of this terrorist group and where they intend to take their subjects and all those they conquer, and then their country, their nation, that they have so-called nation they want to have. You will understand where they want to take these people to. They are existing, they are killing, they are terrorizing only to take people back to the Stone Age, back to the era prior to the era of reasoning. They want to take people back to thousands years ago. Now, having understood their name, they have declared that their goal is ultimately to secure an Islamic Sharia nation by way of killing all Christians in their territories, their claimed territories, and any Muslim also. They don't just kill Christians, they kill the Christians and any Muslim that will stand in their way of killing the Christians. And by extension as well, they kill all the security apparatus officers, all the security personnel that will try to stand in their way. And mostly, the zoo, out of their lies and their pretense, they send the southern security operatives for these people to be slaughtered because they are in the game together. So they have been doing this, and they never want the world to understand their lies. But on this platform, we have come here to expose those lies. All this began in 2002, when their founder, his name is Ustaz Mohammed Yusuf. Ustaz Mohammed Yusuf. He founded Boko Haram 19 years ago, 2002 to be precise. And ever since, it has become a very big business franchise for the northern Nigeria Fulani elites. They have always used this terror group as a bargaining chip and as a means of achieving many and all their political and economic ambitions. Any ambition of their choice, they can use the Boko Haram to achieve it, because it is they achieve by terrorism. They achieve by inflicting terror on the people. So the current Fulani presidency of the zoo is just a part of the game, a part of the playbook. He came into power by terrorizing the whole population to surrender in 2015. And the dead Muhammad Buhari, after declaring that the blood of monkeys and baboons will flow in the streets of the zoo if ever he lost the election, he was chosen by the leader of the then Boko Haram leader, Abubakar Shekau, as the spokesman and negotiating representative for the Boko Haram terrorist franchise. So when we look at the leadership structure in the zoo, you will see that they are all in this together. They are working with these terror networks, these terror groups, these terror establishments to achieve their ultimate goal, The presidency have also, at that time, he said Jonathan killing of any Boko Haram terrorist is considered a direct attack against northern Nigeria. So he never ever supported or did anything. He never made any move to stop Boko Haram, because this is part of the franchise that he has to achieve his political gains. We have other Fulani terrorist groups. We have the number 2 of them, they call the Fulani Herdsmen terrorist group. This one is also known as Mieti Allah Kautal Hore, or whatever disgusting name. Mieti Allah. They have recently been fraudulently nicknamed Bandits Association of Nigeria, of Northern Nigeria to be precise. They sit comfortably in the Global Terrorism Index as the 4th deadliest terrorist group in the world. So in the zoo today, you have supposedly Boko Haram's, in terms of territorial reach, they have had a lot of killings. They have killed over 30,000 people as they expand. And this new is not actually new, but it came after Boko Haram. This Fulani Herdsmen terrorist group, they have their ways of going into every community in the zoo, because they pretend to be cattle rearers, so they penetrate every community in the zoo. They are marauding Fulani killer terrorists. They are not just cattle rearers, because they come from all over the Sahel region of Africa to all the states and territories of Nigeria. Their mission, we have heard from them, or almost all the Fulani ruling class, their mission is to make every inch of Nigeria an eternal home of all the Fulani wandering bushmen from every part of Africa. Initially, it was by Ruga or cattle colony deception. But when all those things failed, they openly came out to declare that the only thing that will stop them is the Atlantic Ocean at the coast of Biafra land. So they have continued this march to conquer all the lands in the zoo called Nigeria. And they want to take their cattle route. Those things they call cattle, they are just their prostituting mates, because they sleep with the cattle and the cows. They call them their lovers. They take all these things, marching through the land of the indigenous people and destroying everything in sight. But in all this deception, we Biafrans, we have also sworn that our ancestral land will never be taken by any living being, not to talk of this the illiterate Fulani terrorists. We will never surrender our land to anybody. We will never surrender to any terrorist group. It doesn't matter who they are, even if they come in the army or police uniforms in our land to terrorize us, we will never give up our demand for a referendum to decide the future of our land going forward. And the number 3 I want to round up with is the Fulani Caliphate Islamic State. That is the Fulani terrorist group in West Africa. They call this one the Islamic State in West Africa province, ISWAP. This is like a foreign affairs ministry of the terrorist industry of the Fulanis. It's just a branch of the Boko Haram terrorist organization, with which the Fulani Caliphate reaches out to the foreign terrorist partners to commit these frauds and terror on the people. They use this department to connect funds. They use it to connect ammunition and personnel recruitment for every of their terrorist activities. But today, we are bringing this information to the world that Biafrans will not accept these terror groups taking over our land, and we want all people of good conscience to support peace and progress in that territory of the world. The only thing that will bring about peace and progress is the freedom of Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, the prisoner of conscience in Busu, and the conducting of referendum for the indigenous population, for Biafrans, for us to determine our future. We will never allow our land to be taken by all the Fulani terrorist groups coming together in our land to displace us. They will never succeed. They have displaced millions of citizens, especially in the northern Nigeria territory, mostly the areas around the Lake Chad basin. Although Boko Haram still holds the title as the preeminent terrorist group with about 30,000 people slaughtered. That is their zoo official numbers. The ISWAP and the Fulani Herdsmen terrorist organization, they have equally killed a similar number of citizens of Nigeria and destroyed homes and businesses of millions others. So they have added to their badge of honor the high rate of killing of senior citizens these days, senior citizens, politicians, and lots of their federal security forces have been killed. They are proving that they mean business. So the lives of the Nigerian government will never work. The lies of the Fulani establishment will catch up with them. The little monster they have been feeding is finally catching up with them, is finally growing strong teeth, and now it has grown to become a monster that is coming for their head. I will want to give my fellow comrades the time to talk, and Onyisi, I hand over the mic back to you. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Mazunwajago. That is a very wonderful analysis, because Fulani had been lying, but they are, as you rightfully said, their lies are catching up with them. Now they cannot deny it, because everybody knows now, even those people that our leader had been speaking to and telling them since 2015 that Asolok is really the sponsor of Boko Haram and all this banditry and terrorism in Nigeria. And many people did not believe it. But today, those people that did not believe, couldn't believe our leader, are now is people that campaigning and also seem the same thing our leader have saw many years ago. And no way Fulani will now tell lies again, because all their effort, even those other national ethnic nationality in the military, they have been seeing what the Fulani are doing them in the military, in DSS department, the same thing, in the police, they are feeling the same thing, in custom, they are the same thing, in every practice of government in South African Republic. People are now complaining, are now seeing their heart written on the wall. The land who is the real terrorist. Everybody is well knowing now that the real terrorist is Fulani. And there is nothing they can do, no matter whatsoever they're doing. People are know their their evil atom and their evil and all their program against indigenous people. Without wasting more time, let me call on Mazi Chimese. Mazi Chimese, can you hear me? Mazi, you're on mute. Unmute yourself. Mazi Chimese, can you hear me? Yes, go ahead.
Yes, Onishi, I can hear you clearly. Sorry for that network problem there.
Okay, go ahead.
I want to thank all Biafrans and lovers of freedom, those who are live now watching us and listening to this great gospel. Without wasting much of our time, I would like to anchor my argument today, or should I say my analysis, on the beautiful article written by our brother, Mr. Chukwudi, or should I say Chukwudi Samuel. Somebody or people will ask, how is it that the Nigerian government is lying on the issue of terrorism? That is a very terrible and an issue that should be treated with every manner of seriousness. We must understand that the inception of this present administration under the dead Buhari came with every promises that the issue of terrorism will end. Nigerians voted for him, mostly the Northerners, because we in the South, we don't really, we study people before we ever try to engage with that person. But many people believe, or should I say many prominent and politicians believe and supported Buhari's ambition because he has been part of this. Because previously, as mentioned by my co-coordinator here, he has been their negotiator. And everybody believes that it is something that will just be a kind of place people should bring down your arms and let us walk in the path of peace. And as a matter of fact, since 2015 to this day, as we are talking 13th of December 2021, everyone that has conscience, what I mean conscience, good conscience, must attest that the condition of that contraction called Nigeria has dilapidated to the extent that nobody is sure of his life in the next minute. Terrorism has really eaten up the foundation and the existence of Nigeria. And the earlier the whole world understands the impunity that is going on in Nigeria as regards to the way they handle the issue of this terrorism, the earlier they understand it, the better it will be. Because this terrorism will not end in Nigeria alone. I want to really anchor on the lives of Nigeria. When the issue of Boko Haram became so important in Nigeria, all of us must remember in 2019, or should I say 2018, when this present government came up to say that they have technically defeated Boko Haram. The world listened to them. Those who thought that they really meant it, listened to them. And just after that pronouncement, the influx of insurgency in Nigeria increased. In fact, they increased in their sects, they increased in their groups. Some of the, even Boko Haram, regenerated, or should I say, reproduced many other groups that even the ones we know and the one we couldn't even call here. Most of us have seen the rampaging system of these terrorist groups in Nigeria as regards to the level they are now. These are the lives of the government, and that is why I'm anchoring on this beautiful article written by Samuel Chukwudi, because I want to treat on those lives of Nigeria. They told us that they have been defeated technically, that they cannot arise again. In fact, that's the issue of Boko Haram, according to Buhari, when he was campaigning in 2015, he said that within 6 months, that the issue of terrorism, and because it is being anchored by Boko Haram, that it will be a thing of the past. But psychologically, none of us understood, or should I say the world did not understand, that it was the other way around. Immediately, Buhari assumed power, even before his death, Boko Haram emboldened. Their finances increased. In fact, they started, giving orders in that state, in that contraption called Nigeria. And as we are talking now, the issue of survival in Nigeria is now something that everybody is very, very curious of. Because even those in the government, those even in this House of Assemblies, in the Senate, those in the army, and those who are decision makers in Nigeria, all of them are now running for their life. And at this time, I am saying it categorically to the world, that even though they are trusting the power to deal with these terrorists, they are now running away from them because these people have grown to the extent that they are now a threat. You cannot speak against them anyhow. Most of us will hear the recent article put up by I think the New York Times, that Boko Haram are being paid not to bring down the presidential jet because they have acquired many weapons. In pretense, the Nigerian government, the present Nigerian government, have been in the front line of arming this terrorist organization, giving them all the logistics, telling the world that they are buying weapons to subdue these deadly vagabonds from the Sahel. They now try to make them a kind of relevant in the society because they don't want to use that word Boko Haram. They decided to manage to create, should I say, their channel, where they channel resources to them, being Miyetti Allah. Miyetti Allah now become the figurehead of all the terrorist groups in Nigeria. And many of us have come to see in recent times that most of the bandits that have, or they condemn them bandits. So most of the terrorists that have been captured recently have confessed indeed that all of them are under the control of Miyetti Allah. And a few years ago, should I say, it was in 2018, Nigerian government gave this terrorist, sponsored terrorist channel, the Miyetti Allah, 100 billion. And nobody has ever asked, why is it that you are giving those who call themselves cattle rearers 100 billion? Was it for compensation or damages? But those explanations were not made. They were given 100 billion. And since then till now, all of us, without going any alteration, without using any sentiment, will see and will understand how far that finance support have gone in terms of terrorism in that contraption called Nigeria. And today, everybody is running head and scatter. There is nowhere is safe in Nigeria. Nigeria has become a place where you don't hope of seeing the next minute. Just few days ago, my evolution rep and Biafra and good conscious people listening to us. Just December 2015 of this year, just few days ago, these terrorist groups issued a statement that they are giving papers, or should I say articles, or should I say a kind of threatening papers to all the residents in Basa, Michika local government area of Niger State, that all the churches must close down because they should be expecting a kind of Christmas gift. And what is that Christmas gift? Taking lives of Christians in their worship places, making sure that those who feel that Nigeria is the country that want to enjoy this festive period will do that in tears. And these are the things that are the life of the government. And the local government chiefs said have already contacted the army, and the army have come to say that all of them, they are not in control of that particular area that the Boko Haram have, or should I say, these terrorist terrorist group, the ISWAP, so to say, have issued a kind of threat letters. They said that that jurisdiction is not under their control. The police said that their commissioner have not been able to reach the commissioner of police in those areas. And what is that telling you? The government is complicit with what this level of terrorism, what these terrorists are doing in Nigeria. Since few days ago, since 15th of December, no army, no police, no security on that area. These people, they brought those data, they shared it, they throw it on the marketplace so that people can live. And that I'm talking to you now, no security apparatus, or should I say security arrangement for that Michika Basa local government in Niger State. And that tells you that definitely, according to this village head, that some of the communities that have taken over, this is how they did it. And they eventually came and took it over. This is the lies of the government. They know what is happening. They are in conjunction with these terrorists. Their aim is to make sure that they stamp out, or should I say, they destroy, or should I say, they eliminate the indigenous people in Nigeria. And that is why you see what is happening in the Plateau State today. The government are complicit. Today, the Plateau State villager of Fusa, Mohammed Haruna, have come to raise alarm that Boko Haram and the other terrorist group have taken over 50% of the landmarks in their area. And today, that 50% of the landmass is being occupied by these terrorist groups. And the government are aware. They don't go there because this is the game they are playing to take over Nigeria. And sometimes I began to, some people might bring in religious sentiments in this issue. And when you look into it critically, you will understand that there is nothing like religious sentiment as regards to us that are Biafra are fighting for our freedom. We don't hate anybody. We don't, it's not as if that we hate those anybody, but the issue is this. Nobody likes to stay where his life or his future, his properties will be threatened without any reprisal, without any caution. And that is why some people, or should I say some northerners, have raised the alarm that we are doing what we are doing because of religion. But I am asking us question today: what is Saudi Arabia not a Muslim country? Look at how Saudi Arabia is. Very secure, very developed. I am beginning to question the particular side of Islamic religion that these people in these vagabonds in Nigeria are practicing. Because when you look at in United Arab Emirates, when you look at Saudi Arabia and other well-functioning economy of the Islamic country, you will see that this pattern they are using in Nigeria, or should I say Africa, is what should be questioned. And now, today, the half of Plateau State is gone. And at this juncture, I want to bring you to the notice of our people, those who really believe in the quest of IPOB and Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. This is why ESN was formed, to make sure that this conspiracy, or should I say, this evil plan will not take place in Biafra land. Because this is what is happening. 50% of the land in this part of the country, Plateau State, is gone. And the terrorist groups are very full in control of it. According to the Emir of Wuse, it's an Emir, Mohammed Haruna. And sometimes they come to tell us that they don't know this man, this terrorist, that they came from other countries. And this is the lie of the government again. I want to tell us what Governor Masari of Katsina State said. The same state with the dead Buhari, the same state with the dead Buhari. The governor of Katsina State, Malam Masari, he said that they know the people that are doing this, that they know the bandits that have been terrorizing the north and every part of Nigeria. That they, the northern governors, have tried to give some of them amnesty. So at this point in time, we begin to should I say, You begin to understand where our brother, the article he wrote, Samuel Chukwudi, where it's the complete, the life of the government. This governor have come to say, he came from, it's Buhari state, he said that these bandits that are terrorizing most of the north and that of other countries, other states in the country, in the region, they are giving them amnesty, and that amnesty is not working. So that is to say that the lie that they don't know these people, that they came from other countries, is a very big lie. This is where I am anchoring the life of the government. And the government went on to say that these same people are like him. He said they are like him, and we must understand that this Masari is a full animal. He said they are like him, that they speak the same language. I'm not the one saying it. It is on the channel news, it is on their newspapers. He said that they speak the same language, that they profess the same religion and belief, like him. This is what he said during a breakfast program on their channel TV. This is what he said, and the government have come previously to say that these people they came from other countries, that they don't know them. And most of us will not forget what Bogaji said a few months ago, that these people that came, that brought them for election, and when the election finished, that the government couldn't keep to the promises, and they were giving every support to go on rampage. And today you see what is happening in Nigeria. You see how the complicit of the Nigerian government, the life of the Nigerian government on the issue of terror. And they tell the world that are fighting Boko Haram, while they are arming them. Just few months ago, should I say just few days ago, some lawmakers in the House of Senate from Niger State, they said they raised the alarm. They said that Tucano jet that was recently delivered from United States to Nigeria might soon be in the hands of these terrorists, that they might destroy it. Why is he saying it? Because this how could these terrorists know where the Tucano jet passed? Because they are complicit. The lies of the government that they are fighting Boko Haram is now open. Everybody understands that, in fact, the terrorists in Nigeria is the government, and the government is in Nigeria. And if we go further, you will see that even since the massacre and the rampaging level of these terrorists in Nigeria, none of them have been arrested, none of them have been prosecuted. In fact, some of the brave Nigerian military men who decided to fight for their country, who went all front to fight these vagabonds, these killers, these destroyers, they were all court-martialed. Just few weeks ago, just few months ago, 158 Nigerian military men, and that is 130 military men and 28 officers, military officers, we are court-martialed. And you ask why we are there court-martialed. These are men that went into the field to fight the terrorists with all they have. And when you come back alive, without the government of Nigeria setting you up, they will court-martial you. They will jail you for killing the terrorists, for destroying the empire they are building. And today, in the northern Nigeria, of course, have seen, they said they don't need education, and today they have successfully destroyed all the schools by kidnapping, by rampaging. El-Rufai, the governor of Kaduna State, have come to say that he has been giving terrorists money not to do anything. In other words, he has been financing them. And now today, in the northeast and even in the north-south, there is nothing like schools. They have destroyed everything. And this is what makes it easy now for them to recruit new terrorist groups. And many new terrorist groups are coming up. And what are we saying here? The government, the governors, the northern political elites, while their children are studying abroad, are making the poor northerners, the children in the north very poor, thereby making them to have no option than to join terrorism. And when you see here, you will understand that indeed what our brother the Samuel wrote, the life of the government is very, very open. It is a kind of glaring article that nobody can be able to stand and kind of argue with it. It is something that is open, because the terror in Nigeria is taking a very a very new dimension. Just few days, we want to allow the world. Give me some time, sir. I want to allow the world on the issue of why IPOB, the Biafra and Martin Nnamdi Kanu, who is now a prisoner of conscience, is lamenting since many years ago. Just should I say, just this month, all of us will hear that ECOWAS brought up a very glaring report that terrorists in Nigeria, all the guys of ISWAP, has been able to launder $18 billion. 18 billion naira. Let me put them right. Through Nigeria financial system, through the banks, 18 billion out of Nigeria. And when we ask, where are they going? Where is this money for? These are money they are using to foster, to promulgate, to really expand their terror channels all over Africa and beyond Africa. And the last time we talked about the 9 people that were arrested in Dubai in connection of sponsoring terrorists, that some of them got 10 years imprisonment there. And this money laundering through good system, through legal system of financial system, legal process of financial system in Nigeria is cause for a very big concern. And mind you, this is ECOWAS, the Economic Community of West African States, coming up with this glaring report that $18 billion has been laundered through this terrorist group. They are now expanding their channels. The world should be on alert, because the saying goes, prevention is better than cure. It will cost them more to disintegrate. It will cost them more to fight these people when they establish their channels, their routes, their cartels all over the world than what it will cost them to disintegrate Nigeria. And the only process through which these terrorists ravaging Nigeria and beyond can be curtailed is by peaceful disintegration of Nigeria. And that is why we, the indigenous people of Biafra, is calling for the world to persuade Nigeria, to persuade Nigeria government to organize referendum, so that everybody will go its own way. Nobody will always like to stay where his life, his future is being threatened. And today nothing is working in Nigeria. All the companies have gone. They have when they want to operate in those places, they off the internet for them, and they can operate at will. And today everything in Nigeria is disarray. And this 18 billion calls for an attention. And Nigerian government have come to rebuff it without any evidence. They just said that people are just giving. How can the whole ECOWAS be giving a claim, making a claim that is not credible, with all the article on it? And this is the lie of the government. They have come to lie again that it's a lie. But there is evidence provided by this ECOWAS that these people have indeed laundered up to 18 billion naira to their mercenaries all over the world. And it called for attention. And just a few days ago, all of us saw what happened in Sokoto State. In open daylight, December, on 18th December, you see open, not in the night, in the day, broad daylight, these people came out, set a bus at place, people, the passengers, over 42 passengers in that bus were burned to ashes. And today, Nigeria government didn't put up any kind of investigation. They didn't put up any kind of measures to see those who perpetrated the act. These are why they are lying. And the more they lie, the more Nigeria and the world is verging into risk, because they are not only eyeing only Nigeria. They want to really expand their coast so that they can take over the world. The world will be very, very careful of what happened in Nigeria. And all the weapons that are being bought by federal government of Nigeria are being given to Boko Haram. They have now recruited them in the army, and today the army chief has come to say that those the terrorists they recruited in the army, they are no more sincere. After these men have joined the army, gathered the intelligence, and now they have left. And what do you think that will happen next? What do you think that can be done to safeguard Nigeria. All of us and everybody must understand that the state of Nigeria now can never be recovered. The Nigeria is sinking, and the more we understand this, the better, because everybody's life is at stake. No hope for a common man. Even the politicians now, they have increased their standard of killing to prominent men. And today, the Boko Haram, the so-called Boko Haram, they say they are repentant. They have decided to be part of the system. They have now gathered intelligence of the Nigerian military, and now they have left. And the same people that told us, the same government that lied to us that they are repentant, have come again to say through their army chief to say that these people lied to them, and these people have already gone with their intelligence. I want to stop this fact, but I want to commend our brother Mazi Chukwu Samuel for this compelling article, telling the world, we are telling the world the consequences of allowing Nigeria to exist even in the next 1 or 2 years. It will be a disaster to the world, and we are calling on them to compel Nigeria to organize the referendum, and we are calling on the world and Nigeria governments that our leader must be released unconditionally. Nnamdi Kanu have not done anything. The same thing he is saying, the same conspiracy of the Fulani Janjaweed is what is playing out today. Now nobody is safe. Even those in Abuja have come to say that it is dangerous even to live in Abuja. At this juncture, I would like to anchor the mic again, Mazi, and I say thank you for this privilege.
Thank you very much, Mazi Chimezie. Thank you very much, all our listeners and lovers of freedom. Please, if you are just joining us, remember, people you're listening, their voice is cross-section of Asia National Coordinator. Some of them, not all, cross-section of Asia National Coordinators. We are the people that every Sunday coming across your way to do justice in happenings in Nigeria. A lot of things are be happening, like people said. Fulani cabals, they are building empire in Nigeria. That is exactly what they are doing. They are building empire, and that empire they are building. That is why, like Mazi pointed out, they are doing legal transaction of money. Anyway, it's just I don't know. Sometimes we look at this thing as maybe people in Nigeria, maybe they use something to block their eyes, or they even close their heart. They cannot reason. Their mindset, they cannot thinking. They cannot reason. They cannot thinking. They cannot see. I don't understand. When the ECOWAS, they say, inform this thing with the details, 18 billion naira. These people have become parallel government in government. Country in country. This is what whether you call it Asweb, whether you call it Boko Haram, whether you call it Fulani herdsmen terrorists, whether you call it Met Allah terrorists, whether you call it bandit terrorists, whether you call it bandit kidnappers terrorists, whatsoever name you might deem fit to give them, all of them are the same. All of them are Fulani terrorists. And they have one thing in common. They have parallel government. And now, government of the day know about all this. And they're doing legal transaction. People that is terrorists, they are doing legal transaction. Government of Nigeria have DSS. They have everything. That is what makes me more pissed off. When you arrest them, their DSS, they will come in a Biafra land, manhandle our young men. Well, tell them I will shoot you, I will kill you. But once they go to the northern part, they will be like a cook. There is a dog we used to call a cook. He will once you do shot, the tails will now put him in between two legs. He will run away. That is how all this useless sort of, whether you call it military, whether you call it DSS, whether you call it police, that is how their work are. They will be in Biafra and exercising their power, killing people at will, shooting men and women. Once they go to northern parts, Fulani, banditry will doing more everything. They will see them, they will run away. They will not do anything. Because if your if you try to mess up around, say you want to shoot them, these people in Asolok will bring that person down and kill that people. If you're military, they will court-martial you. If you're police, they will dismiss you and kill you. So now tell me, because they will first of all go to the door and knock and come back and ask who is knocking. The same people are telling me terrorists, they go to America, please give us ammunition. Go to Turkey, give us ammunition. Go to Britain, give us ammunition. Go to India, give us ammunition. Go to Germany, give us ammunition. Which ammunition? Ammunition you give, they will legitimately hand it over to Ashweb and Boko Haram because these people are government inside the government. Okay, if you're not believing what we are telling you in this raw truth, we are not telling you in this Radio Biafra platform. Go to Buluni. You will now count how many local government these flying terrorists are controlling, even imposing tax. They are paying their tax. No more federal government of Republic of Nigeria collecting tax. Is this banditry is the one that collecting tax? And this country is country inside the country. Nation inside nation. Country inside the country. And the so-called DSS, they not deem it fit to go their place and dismantle these people and dislodge their networking. The same thing, that is another news few days ago. One governor complaining bitterly that they have information that this Fulani terrorist bandits that want to come. And behold, do you know these people, these bandits, they meet who? They even went that place and meet traditional chiefs, traditional rulers. Meet them, they have a rich agreement for them to come. So, if you're in Biafran land and you do the war, and you're still thinking you are the same nation with these people, you are wasting your time. I must confess to listen to you, all our listeners all over the world. If you do the war, or you are Biafran, you're still thinking you're still practicing one Nigeria, you are making a very biggest mistake. If Fulani terrorists will go to some part of North and meet traditional rulers, they give them go-ahead order, marching ahead order, for come and implement Sharia law. That is, having country inside the country. And the so-called DSS hackers, people is good in tracking people down and killing them. They don't deem it fit to go there and stop these people. They don't deem it fit to go there and capture this terrorists, this banditry terrorists. They never do it because all of them are working in hand towards one goal. You see Boko Haram, you see Ashweb, you see Nigerian military, you see Nigerian police, you see Nigerian custom. All of them are geared towards achieving Islamization of Nigeria. It depends the jurisdiction. All of them are possessed. All of them are working towards one goal, and to kill and to eliminate the indigenous people and occupy their land. Nothing more, nothing less. The lies they are telling us on daily basis, they cannot stop it. And the truth is always staring on their eyes. When they say something, you know it's opposite. When they're telling you they're feeding people, know that they're starving their people. When they're telling you they're on top of that situation, know that now they are now increasing the thing. Okay, let me remark quickly the money before we now go to another topic. Remember when Obasanjo was on power, what happened? People are saying, hey, there is a tendency of Boko Haram, blah, 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 blah. After his regime, we now enter Yar'Adua and Jonathan. They started doing suicide bomber. People are complaining bitterly. When you now bring a man with foresight, a man that knows what it takes to handle Boko Haram, they write petition against him. The same Northerners, the same these people, the same Fulanis, they write petition against this man, saying that they claim their brothers. These Boko Haram are their brothers. They call them brothers. They also use correct words, said misguided brothers. They claim them. They must stop killing them. Let Buhari say that they killing their Northerners. They must stop killing the Northerners. They succeeded. Pierre Judika was removed. But what happened? Many people are complaining, thinking during the time of Jonathan that they can bring back our girls is very dangerous. Now all these people are protesting and they're protesting again. Could you tell me every week, do you know how many people are dying? Do you know how many buildings they set ablaze? Do you know how many people that kidnap each week? Nobody can, because during the time of Jonathan, you still have power, you still have leg, you still have the amount to come outside and come and protest. Police will guide you. They will tell you, police is my friend. Today, go and protest again. The center that will kill you. They will kill you. You come out to protest, they will also kill you. You complain in prison, they will eliminate you. They are now taking in charge of everything. Only thing for us to come out in mass and overwhelm these people. And to declare Biafra nation, to be one nation, other ethnic nationality, they go their separate way. That is the only solution. If we're thinking you stay in the same country, where they're practicing countries inside the country, you're making a very big mistake. Because as well, Boko Haram, they're collecting the tax. So when you are practicing what is everybody like, even Sharia in the same country, but you ordinary people, they don't allow you even to come and have a peaceful protest. I will stop here because we have other topics to deliberate on. But why I'm saying all these things for our people to know that these people are building empire in the Zoological Republic. And those people in authority are the ones sponsoring it. Compare and contrast your one Zoological Republic during the time of Jonathan and during the time of late Buhari now. Compare and contrast the rate of killing during the time of Jonathan and rate of killing now. You now compare, and Buhari is the one that promised you 6 months, Boko Haram will be a team of pass, and he will make 1 naira to $1. Compare and contrast. Who is lying and who is saying truth? All this you want Nigerians. Think, reason. Earlier the better for all of us. Our second topic is no amount of killings that will keep Nigeria as one. Like I well illustrated before. You cannot marry the woman. The woman gives you 7 kids. And you have no issue with that woman. The woman said, I want to divorce you. You started killing the children. Started killing the children. As you keep on killing the children, someone asks you, why are you killing the children? You say, I want to put fear in this woman so that she will not divorce me again. It's not a madness. When you're killing the children, the woman liable to burn. And they said they want to put fear in that woman so that the woman will not be able to divorce you. It's a wasting of time. It's typical thing that is going on in Nigeria now. You're killing people in East and Imo State. You're killing people, and believing by killing, you will now impart fear into the life of masses that they will now stay in one place. They will now have one gigantic zoological republic. That is only male risk-taking. That is a male people that are living in denials, because such a thing can never happen. You cannot kill people at the same time. You expect those people that you kill that they will now, with the amount, the rate of killing, you will now be able to subjugate them. You are making the highest mistake you are thinking of in this world. This is our second topic, and I want to make it abundantly clear to Janjaweed, those people in National. No amount of killing in Biafra land will silent masses. You are making a very biggest mistake in your life. Thinking when you're killing people on Islam side, killing people, setting their house above you, somehow you now install fear in them. None of them will talk about Biafra. None of them, you don't know you now motivate. In fact, those people that died, those people that lost their sisters or siblings, you now motivate them, giving them reason more, they will become more fanatic. And when the rain will fall, even your Janjaweed will not be saved. Because anywhere you go across the road, you will not be safe. Because you now biting more than you can chew. You are thinking somehow that your current people will submit, you will now bring them to solution. You are making your greatest mistake. What I'm telling you, Janjaweed, release our leader, Masin and the Kano, and fix a date for referendum, for betterment of each and every one of us, for everybody, including you, Janjaweed. For you, DSS, because you are human being, you are not gods. You are human being, you are not immortal. You have a flesh and blood, you are not go despite what you are claiming. Earlier, the better for all of us, because you breathe, I breathe. When you're caught, you will be caught. When I caught, when they caught, we enter my, I will bleed blood, you will bleed blood. I never see anybody that his blood is a black. So this is a warning for all of us. You're killing people believing that you're killing them to put fear into them, to somehow get everybody. It's impossible. This new generation, this new generation is that type of people you can now kill them and instead of feeling fear in them in order to subjugate all of us. It's impossible. We can fight one last man standing. This is my last warning. This is my warning, and I continue giving this warning to join the world in Asudok. Earlier the better for all of us, including you that have children, have multiple wives. For you to be able to enjoy those small children below 18 years you are marrying, declare a date for referendum. We freely our leader and the can. We done nothing wrong. I will now call him upon my say to look into this topic number 2. What amount of killing that will stop us, that will keep us as one Nigeria? Mas, what do you have to say about this topic? Go ahead.
Thank you once again, Mazi Okeke, my able continental rep. I actually look at the thinking of Nigerians and the ruling class as people who are not in tune with the present day, this era of enlightenment. They are not in tune with it. That is why they always think they can pull down people by means of force only. Apart from the genocidal massacre of Biafrans before, during and even after the war, the Biafra-Nigerian war, they have been killing our people, especially from 2015 to date. A new vicious haunting and gunning down of innocent Biafra have been going on by this Fulani government of Tizo's presidency. And most of their puppets in Biafra land are also participating in this crime to hunt and kill innocent Biafrans. For what reason? For asking for their right to be alive. For asking for their right to be successful. Their right to be happy. Their right to worship in their own way. Their right to choose their path of progress. They have declared that this their killings is to keep Nigeria warm. But this is simply a continuation of the war on Biafra, which they have not stopped, because the code of their attack is the same. Their motto of attack is the same: to keep Nigeria one zoological republic, one animal kingdom for the display of the kind of the feeling of lordship over some monkeys by the British. Because the question is now, will any amount of killings of Biafrans and other indigenous nations and people in that contraction called Nigeria will lead to keeping Nigeria one? Of course not, certainly not, because Nigeria was created in the dark ages by these slave masters. It was an era of slavery. The same way it will be dismantled by this era of enlightenment and knowledge. It will never stand. No matter how, this ruling class in the zoo, they are being encouraged by those their colonial masters, and those their external forces telling them, kill them, you will succeed. They keep pushing them, but they don't know they are playing their script. Heaven knows that IPOB, this IPOB that is led by the indefatigable Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, the prophet of Chukwukabia, we will not allow the takeover of our land by any disguise, by any lies, by any pretense, by any terrorism, by any means of force, by killings. Never. Nothing will stop the emergence of Biafra. So the earlier they know that, the better for them. Because as my able rep have said here, every woman bleeds. Everybody bleeds. What metal can do to flesh is the same for every human being. So they should wake up from this deceit, from this deception, that they can hold down the people by means of violence, by means of terrorism, by means of killing, to keep Nigeria one by force. It will never work. It will never work. IPOB at this moment have no other mission than to restore a free Biafra Republic. So there is nothing anyone or anybody can do, no people can do, nobody can stop the restoration of Biafra. And we don't care what it takes, because we only have to restore Biafra and have peace and progress in our land, or remain slaves to the British contraption forever and ever. But we have made our choice. We have chosen our path, that freedom we need and freedom we shall get. And we also want the same freedom for every other person. It is not just for Biafrans. So the solution to the terrorism that has engulfed Nigeria is a negotiated union of the different nationalities brought together by the British slave masters. You know, Black Africans, we never look at honor and want to take part of it. So we Black Africans, especially in that zone territory, we should wake up and decide our own path to peace and progress. The rest of the world is making tremendous progress, building civilized, organized society to serve their people. Why are we at the bottom of everything all the time? Why are we always at the bottom of everything? Why? Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's release and the negotiation for a date of a referendum, this is the only legal path to peace and progress for everyone in Nigeria. The members of Nigeria government should sit up. They should want this honor. They should desire to share, to have a share of dignity. They should desire to write their name in gold. This is what makes us modern humans. They should, for once in their life, make a wise decision. But if they don't, the present situation will only get worse. Forget about the foreign powers pushing you to keep killing. They are not the ones dying. Their plan is for you to never become stable. And you are just playing their script. But for we Biafrans, we are going home. And nothing will stop that. Nothing will stop the restoration of Biafra. So I enjoy my fellow Biafrans in Biafra land, and elsewhere around the world listening to us this morning, this afternoon, or even depending on your time zone, IPOB loves everyone. We don't just love Biafra, we love every woman. We love even the Fulanis that are in that contraption. We want everybody to go home in peace. Therefore, it is time to reason. It is time to call a spade a spade. It is time to put an end to the deceit, the lies, the pretense, because this is the age of reasoning. This is the age of information. Everybody is awake. Nobody can deceive anybody. We are not interested in whatever that belongs to other people. All we want is to live, to be free as we were before the British came to our shores, before the British invaded our territories. We want to be free. So it is either other people partake in that freedom, or everybody goes down the drain. So thank you, my able rep. I will give more time for other participants to air their view. That will easy.
Mazi, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. I've handed over the mic back to you.
Thank you very much, Mazi, because the thing was just fluctuating a while ago, but it's okay now. Mazi, I hope you can hear me.
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
I want to start by the last word from my colleague that peaceful resolution of Nigeria is what is paramount. As the way said that you will never have to force anything that is really meant to be. In essence, if being together is what is meant to be naturally, there wouldn't have been all this cry here and there about maintaining the unity of Nigeria. Nigeria is a disgrace not only to Africa but to the whole world entirely. Sometimes I feel so bad when I see nations that are well to do sitting in the same hall, or should I say, in the same environment with Nigerian officials. Because Nigeria has nothing to offer. Nigeria is the only country in the world that you can never boast of any positive impact or any positive, reasonable meaning that comes out from it. The killing they have adopted as the means of keeping Nigeria as one is a kind of miscalculation. Since the Biafra war, where in my own calculation, I believe that over 10 million people were killed or displaced. And at this time of the day after the Civil War till now, the call for Biafra restoration is still roaring in the air, in the atmosphere, in the eyes, in the ears, and in every aspect of life, that it is a duty that must be done. Should as well teach a lesson to those who somehow believe that by killing, maiming, kidnapping, slaughtering people, we somehow make people to bow down to what is not, in fact, reasonable to be with. Is just something they don't really understand. Sometimes I begin to wonder why is most of us in some African, or should I say some African countries don't really understand how the world goes. This is the time people who have really made mistake in the past have been able to really rewrite the mistake by taking an integrity step, writing their name on that platter of gold, making history, that's good history that the world will remember. And today in Nigeria, they have resulted in killing Biafrans, adopting our youth, just because we said that we don't want to be part of this human disgrace called Nigeria. So sometimes I ask them, how can somebody be, how can it be possible for somebody to be, for them to think that somebody will be forced to be in a country where since I was born, I have not experienced any life, no water, no good roads, no single medical facility that one can boast of in a country of over 200 million. No good economic strategy, no data. Everybody's roaming about the streets. Nobody have the data of anybody as it is done in other countries. No hope for survival. And you want people to still believe in that kind of environment. I think sometimes it's a sentence for somebody to be thinking like that. The issue of the Biafran war and beyond should teach these people that think they are learned, which are not, which they are not. That the issue of going out of Nigeria is a task that must be done. And that is why from day on, every day of my life, I thank Chukwu Kadama for Martin the Kano and this greatest family of IPOB. They have done a great job. They have done a great job. History, as it stands, will never forget IPOB. If not IPOB, I don't know what would have done, what engineer people in Nigeria would have looked like. The slow in their movement is because of what IPOB is doing. And that is why we are encouraging our people to be more steadfast, not be discouraged. We are getting there. And we are telling the Nigerian government and those who feel that somehow by killing us, adopting us, doing all sorts of things to the indigenous people, especially the Biafrans, we somehow, force people to say we are Nigerians. We are not Nigerians. And we continue to fight. It doesn't matter how long it's going to take. It doesn't matter what they do. In fact, we want to tell them that we are mastered with their, should I say, their intimidation is nothing to us. And that is why we are telling them that this fire they are flaming will one day, be so wide that it will no more be content. And we are urging them, and those who are involved, even the UN and other European Union and other responsible organizations in this world, to look into the plight of Biafrans and indigenous people in Nigeria, to quickly dissolve Nigeria in order to advance the calamities, or should I say, the worst disaster that might come in very soon, or should I say in the nearest future. Our leader must be released unconditionally. We are not, it is not a boast, it's not a threat, but that is how it's going to be. And the quest for Biafra, it is a quest about life and survival. And everybody wants to survive. Nobody wants to be where his life is being threatened, no future, no nothing. Look at it. All this our schools are closed down, no hospital, no hope, nothing. And you want us to be in that kind of environment. We cannot. And there is nothing that can compel us to be. And the earlier they start this, the better for them. I am urging anybody that is concerned, any entity that is concerned in the issue of making sure that people who are yearning for freedom are free to really do the issue. But to the Janjaweed and those who are urging them, the killings they are doing today, there will be a repercussion even before tomorrow. It is not going to be one way around. We are just watching. And everything is being put in place. Everything, we are just counting the days. They will not continue to kill us and destroy us. Their security sector will not continue to deal with and destroy our people, kill our youth, burn our houses, burn our businesses, and they feel that that is the only means to make us believe that somehow we are Nigerians. And we are stating categorically that we are not Nigerians. And they must understand that the earlier against a peaceful referendum, the better, because in time to come, just as it is, as they are calling today for a kind of what do they call it? The kind of giving power, autonomous power to regions. Today, people are rebuffing it. There was the day that these calls were made and they rejected it, and today they are the ones making the call for a kind of diversion of power to the nations. And today, nobody is listening to them. When a time will come, if they continue like this, they will beg, and it will be by all means. And we are urging our people to be steadfast and continue on the quest of this survival, the quest of Biafran freedom, because that is the only way we can only survive. I yield the mic. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much, Mazen. Thank you very much. Biafrans and lovers of the Biafran is still a cross-section of Asia national coordinators. Some of them, not all, we are here to do justice. Remember, the topic we discuss is no amount of claim that will keep us as one Nigeria. Why we're bringing this thing to your notice is for all our listeners and lovers of freedom to know. Because sometimes rich people be thinking, somehow, when they kill us, our people will now, with fear and trembling, will now admitted, yeah, we believe in one Soviet republic. But since I have been doing researching, I never see any country in this world that use forceful means to become one super entity. It never happened. Even at maybe, just maybe, them succeeded maybe a few years afterwards. Another people, the next generation will rise up again and they start where the ancestors have stopped. So what make Janjaweed thinking that with all the ammunition in the Biafran land, that they can put fear in us and stop us from achieving Biafran restoration? It's impossible. Why I'm saying this, we want to make it categorically clear to all the Janjaweed that is impossible. Nothing on this life will make them to stop the quest for Biafran restoration. Biafran restoration will surely restore Biafran because all the parameters are put in place into ensuring restoring Biafran nation. And this generation is a generation that cannot be cowed, that cannot be intimidated with a gun, that cannot be intimidated with a machine gun, that cannot be intimidated by flying missiles, or by hunger, or whatsoever you may call it. This generation has determined that Biafran nation shall be restored, and no power can stop us, and we are unmoved. You know, there is what our leader said, that we will never reach our madness. You know, when we IPOB will reach our madness, the Zoological Republic will begin to beg. But for now, we are now using all human rights, all the necessary means to achieve Biafran nation in a peaceful way, in a civilized, mannered way. And they're thinking we are cowards. They're thinking we are weak. They're thinking that we somehow, they will now frustrate us and will be silent. Even some African, like some Eastern governors are even come out there saying they want to implement the Biafra. Sometimes we look at these people and we are laughing. You know, these people, they know nothing. If they know how the heart of Biafra are breathing, if they know what is awaiting them in future, you see, those cabals in Asoro will do very fast and restore Biafra nation. And if it's a good for and free our leader, Muslim and the camp. But somehow their ego are deceiving them. And they are dancing surrogated. When I talk about for the benefit of those lovers of freedom, those who that is not Biafran land or not in Biafran or even speaking Biafran, surrogated is a spiritual dance. It's a spirit dance. And when any human being dance a dance with a spirit, he will not win. Some of our governors, they thought they are now on top of their ideas, on top of their plans, and they thought that they are now making headway in what had been following in Biafran land and what their enemy is doing in Biafran land. They thought they are now succeeding. They never knew what is awaiting them ahead. If they could open see beyond their nose what is awaiting for them, they will do fast. If they do fast, all these things will be preventable. But if they're now thinking and enjoy in their calamity, when the domes come, it will swallow everybody. Even the one that have private jet, even the one that have a green passport in maybe in Western world, the Western world will not even be a safe haven for them. Believe me. You Janja we are thinking you are on top of them, UK will protect you. Even UK will not protect you. You Janja we are thinking you will now enter into United Arab Emirates, that place will be a safe haven. United Arab Emirates will not save you. Even Qatar will not save you. Turkey will not save you. What I'm telling you is what will be before in the Russian Republic. Earlier the better for all of us. Clearly we will never stop Biafran agitation. Rather, we will now make people to become more fanatic. It will not making people to be radicalized. Even those people that not see reason to join will see reason to join. And when people are saturated, the outcome here, the outcome will not do anybody any good in the whole South Republic. Even the Janjaweed that having gone today, you have that gun and enter people's house and kill because the people you claim don't have any gun with them. Mind you, you're killing innocent people because you have the gun. But when the innocent people, you come to their house and want to kill them, they only see you very far away and lay ambush and kill you. Tomorrow you will not come again to kill them. Remember, you kill people because we now choose the peaceful way to restore Biafra. We never declare war. And when this war you people are beating, it will pay nobody well. Everybody will go down. Don't thinking somehow we have private jet. Don't thinking somehow we have a visa of United Arab Emirates. Don't thinking somehow we are now a citizen in another country. Because all these foolish governments, if you see in Biafra land and all the whole South Republic, they have their nationality in different countries. If you don't know today, none of them have. Some of them are nationality in the Western world, in Europe, in America, in Canada, in Asia. Some of them are nationality in different countries. So once anything happens in the Republic, they will get out and allow those poor masses to die. That is why they talk the way they talk. That is why they instructed and empower and give the power and sponsor to kill and to destroy. Because they believe when the war comes, they will fly out. Those promises will be the one they cut in between, and they are the people that will going to be slaughtered. But here we are now telling you that even you that doing these things, you are not safe. Your life is not safe. As I said earlier, we have put every parameter to ensure that Biafra must surely be restored, whether then we like it or not. Biafra nation must surely be restored. Because choosing Nigeria is not an option. We now choose Biafra and Biafra and Biafra and Biafra alone, nothing more, nothing less. That is why our slogan is Biafra or nothing. The radical one in Biafra will say Biafra or death. For us to think about one Nigeria or one zoological republic is the biggest mistake anybody can think of. That is thinking of one big giant demon is never the option. We choose death rather than to become one zoological republic. Some of these people that we don't even understand our own ideology. We never thinking one day of going back to zoological republic. So whether you care or not care, it doesn't make difference. What we demand is Biafra, and Biafra we must get. We have made up our mind. So for them, if we so-called Hanes English and Andaman saying 2023, blah 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 blah, they are wasting their time because that one is not even in our play, it's not even in our book. Had it been one democratic zoological public would have worked, it would have worked doing things of our agent, who demanded in Abu that they will now have the confirmed federation where each religion will now go and develop their religion, develop their religion and pay to something. Which means to practice the real democracy, the American style of democracy that is what people imitate. Let us practice that American type of democracy. And start set and down, they agree. And because of this thing, the same agreement is what prepared Northern to kill 5.something million Biafrans. We did not believe. They couldn't agree on it. Just in one zoological republic, very big government issue in 1960 to 1970. What are you thinking that now in 2021 you're now coming back and proposing such a thing? What our ancestors proposed, you refuse and go and you went ahead to massacre 5.something million people, and now you're bringing the same thing. It's only fool and coward will accept such a proposal. Our ancestors, our fathers have proposed such a thing. We will massacre them. Now we their children and come out and they still proposing such a thing. There is no one who believe. What we demand is Biafra, and Biafra nothing but Biafra. That is why when you look, this way for God on Hanese, sometimes they will speak with both sides. They will tell you Biafra Igbo presidency. So that is why sometimes they are not counterpart. We ask them what's their own problem, because these people they don't have a stand. They cannot figure. In fact, they cannot define their problem. Tomorrow they will talk about the marginalization. Tomorrow they will talk about Igbo presidency. And this is called ignorant statement. We Biafran, we know what we want. What we want in Biafra, nothing but Biafra. It's not negotiable. We want Biafra. But this is so-called Hanes and English and Dama. Today they will demand for Igbo presidency. Next month they will demand for the devotion of power. Next month they will demand for allocation, more equal and allocation. Then they are not stable. They are not static. We Biafra will define what we want and we go for it. What we want is Biafra, and Biafra is what we're going to get. Any other thing beside Biafra is the Western of time and the Western of energy. Area this Janjaweed, Asolok handler, Buhari handler understand this. Elofai, Galba Shehu, all those Janjaweed, Lai Mohammed, area these people understand this point better for all of us. What we need is Biafra and Biafra alone. We don't need any other thing. And that is why we demand unconditional release of our leader, Mazin Nandekami, and all the men and women they have imprisoned all across the zoological republic. These men and women they commit nothing. When they see you going in maybe coming from where you now having your business center or whatsoever, you're coming back home, they will see you, they will handcuff you, whistle you out, extrajudicial claims. All manner of evil things are going on in our place. Intimidations, raping our women, killing innocent men, enter house, massacred all men in that place. Intimidation here and there. Thinking with all this is they will now force us into submission somehow. If these people understand how we made up our mind, I don't think they will go around messing around with our people. Telling people believing they will keep us in one zoological public. They don't know they don't know what is in our mindset. If they understand how we think and how we reason, they will know that they keep on wasting their time. Even if it took us, even if it later take us maybe next 5 years, 7 years, 8 years, God forbid that thing. Every damn thing we restore back, and everybody their hands in what committing this atrocity in Biafra, the person must never go unpunished. If they don't know it today. Because this new generation of Biafra is not like our forefathers. No. These people is people that know what they want and they go for it. Despite whatsoever any man can think of it or talk about it or think, Biafra nation must surely be restored. And that is what we are for. Any other thing about this, the person is on his own. And why I'm saying this, because we are about to wind down. Why I say all these things for all our listeners across the globe, all our listeners in Biafran land, in the Zoological Republic, and lovers of freedom. Join hand to peaceful dissolution of Zoological Republic, dismembered Zoological Republic. Let each and every one of them go their separate ways. Why are they busy forcing people? When they force you, say you do not agree, they will come and kill you. I never seen a country that forcing people to become one country. It's only in Zoological Republic. Artificial something white man create. Tell them they are here enforcing it on us. Even when they rejected them, reject everything about Zoological Republic, they are forcing us with every power. We must be one Nigeria. I never see something like that happen. In any country, people are so proud of their country. Wherever they are, they will be defending their country. But the reverse is the case in the Zoological Republic. Men and women, anywhere they go in this part of the world, you ask them where they come from, they will never tell you they come from Nigeria. Because nothing to show about is Nigeria. And this agenda, they are busy forcing people to believe in one Nigeria, forcing people to become one Nigeria. When people are rejected them, when people are said they don't want to be one nation, when people are said they want to go back the way they are, why are you forcing people to be one of yours? Go and build your own nation. Why must you force people? Because you are lazy. Because you are killer. Because you are blood-sucking demons. That is why you're forcing people to become one nation with you. If not, go and build your own civilization. Stop forcing other people. Stop forcing other people with your will. If you say you want to come your place or with Sharia, so be it. Go and build your own nation. Go and do that. Nobody is against your whatever is your faith. You know, sometimes these people make mistakes thinking that we are against Israel. No, we're not against Israel. But you don't need to be against me. You don't need to force me to become an Islam. I don't need to force you to become a Judaism or Jew-Christian or become a traditional people. No, I don't need to force you. But allow me to be a Biafran, because before I was a Biafran and I'm still a Biafran. You I don't know you before. So go back to your separate way. Don't force me to become a Nigerian. Because I don't know what is Nigeria. But when you ask me Biafran, I will explain. Because I'm a Biafran before. And now I'm still a Biafran. So don't force us. When you have a little nation, you want all of them to become a Sharia law, go ahead. So be it. Nobody is against you. We will never come from Biafra and demand you a little what you will do and what you will not do. It's unobtainable. It's unobtainable. It's not possible. You go to your country, your nation as a little one nation. You build whatsoever you want to build. It's okay. Go ahead and do that. Don't force Oduduwa people to become a Biafran. Don't force Biafran people to become Oduduwa nation. No. Let each and every one of us go their separate way and build their civilization. This is our message this morning. And here we are now about to bring our closing remark Without wasting more time now, we call him Mazi Waja. Please give us your closing remark. Mazi Waja, can you hear me?
Yes, very well, I'm here.
Okay, your closing remark.
Thank you very much, my able Asian Continental Rep, Mazi Osco Keke. I also say thank you to my comrade, Mazi Chimezie Amuzie, our national coordinator from Thailand. And a great thanks to our host, Wachineke. Thank you very much for giving us this opportunity on your slot to address our people and bring the message of hope to our people, and also inform the world about the unbecomings in the zoo and in Biafra land. Today we have talked about the fraud that the zoo government represents, and their lies and their terrorism on our people, and their forceful marriage which they want to succeed by means of arm. We also want to talk about the Eastern Security Network. The Eastern Security Network, ESN, is a people's armed security apparatus. So it is supported and funded by the people, and it was set up by our leader, Mazin Kano, for the Biafran people, for the vigilante security of our farms, bushes, and our forests. And we say all Biafrans should continue supporting the Eastern Security Network to carry out their duties as mandated by the leader of this movement. And finally, I want to say thank you to all Biafrans, lovers of freedom and friends of Biafra. From China, I am, by the grace of Chukwuka Abiyama, the national coordinator from China, and I say thank you for listening to our broadcast this morning in Biafra land, this afternoon and this evening in other countries, other time zones. We will come back to you once in a while, every Sunday, as our rep has said, and we will always bring you this message of hope for the restoration of Biafra. Thank you for listening to us, and from here, I say, have a good day.
Thank you very much, Mazi Wajago, and also I'm going straight to Mazi Chimeze. Mazi Chimeze, can you hear me? You are closing the mic.
Yes. It is a privilege today to be in this program to discuss our cause, and at the same time the lies and the conspiracy in the so-called Nigerian government under the dead Buhari. I want to thank our listeners for really bringing out their time, and those that will listen later. I want to really urge all of us, IPOB members worldwide, to always be steadfast and remain focused, because we are fighting for survival. At this point in time, we have passed the Rubicon, and it is in our hand to decide how our future will look like, and that of our children. It is in our hand to make sure that our children to come will not die in the Mediterranean Sea, or being massacred on the process, or die in the desert on the process of trying to look for ends meet. And that is why the issue of restoring Biafra is paramount. It doesn't matter the intimidation. My able Asian rep, I thank you for giving us this opportunity. And according to what the Minister of Defense in Nigeria said in February, he said that nobody should be coward, that people should defend themselves against the terrorists they have created, Miyetti Allah and all the rest of them. And on this note, I am asking our people to understand that the need to defend our land is a necessity. And it is a task that must have to be done. Everybody, no matter where you are residing, always understand there is no place like home. Even without undergoing any alteration, most of us living abroad will understand that it is being called, we are calling it a day because of some countries are no more, in fact, friendly to foreigners because everybody wants to arrange himself or herself or her country, should I say. We must support the ESL. We must not be discouraged because our land must be safeguarded. If you see today, half of the land in Plateau State is gone. And this is what they are bringing to every indigenous people in that contraction called Nigeria. As a matter of this fact, I am calling and urging all Biafrans and lovers of freedom worldwide to understand that our land is under siege. And it is our duty to make sure that those men, our able men and women, honorably have brought out their time and their lives to defend our land will be properly taken care of. And I also urge us in any way to make sure that this our men that is safeguarding our land is properly protected. That every atom of sabotage from any angle should also be reported to IPOB leadership for proper action. Because we must defend ourselves and our land. We must not allow this extermination of our race to continue. And at the same time, I thank all of you for listening. I thank you, Wachineke, for giving us this opportunity. Because in watching tonight, I truly know we're rich. I thank you, my able fellow comrade, Mazuma Jago, for being here today. I thank all Biafrans worldwide, IPOB, wherever you are, as an IPOB family member, I hold you at an esteem. I thank everybody who has listened and I will listen later. And those who support what we are doing, I pray that Chukwu Kabama will grant us all we need. And I also thank God for our leader, for his protection and unconditional release. My name is Mazi Chimezie, and on behalf of IPOB Thailand, we say, may we all continue to be steadfast in this struggle. He said.
Thank you very much, Maz. Thank you very much. Without wasting more time, we are now winding it down, calling it a day. But before then, I want to thank you all our listeners and lovers of freedom, and also our people in Biafra land. You have been doing great things. I know you are on the fire. You're under fire because of what the Zoological Republic are doing in Biafra land, killing innocent people. Please, what we now asking you for you to stand firm. Please don't be wavering. Don't stand up to defend yourself. Because it's only three that we hear is that people will cut him. It will stay standing. But when human beings know that they will kill him, he will run away. So please, Biafrans, be more careful in what we are doing. Now it's not like a 90s or 80s where Christmas come, enjoying yourself, drinking, and after that you will become drunk and people will take you home. Not this time around. We need to shine our eyes. We need to open our eyes well. Be vigilant, because if we are under siege, we are under war. We have been identified for massacre. We must be vigilant and monitor everything happening in our land and within premises. Please, for our future, for our life. If you know when you come out at night, they will kill you, don't come out. If you know when you drink and become drunk, these people will smell alcohol in you, they will piss off and shoot you. Please don't drink. Buy that drink and stay in your house and drink. Call your friend inside your house. When you finish drinking, sleep in that house. Please let us try to avoid unnecessary dates, unnecessary untimely dates, because these people have vowed to eliminate us, and we don't want it to happen to our people. Please, we now see what we have been climbing over and over in our land. that they're now bringing so-called repentant Boko Haram into a military. Today, they don't know it's a step of tongue. They have said it. There are people so-called repentant Boko Haram is people that bring committing one atrocity in the military. I never had it in any country that once a criminal, once a terrorist, we now incorporated into a national military. I never hear such a thing in my life. But today it's happening in the Zoological Republic. And now these people is people that are now encouraged and give them official license to go and kill innocent people in Biafra land. We must be awake. We must know all these things. So please, our listeners, we believe to come into our way every Sunday. This coming Sunday, we're going to come into our way, but we want to see each and all our listeners in life and in good health and in good shape. We don't want to come in by next week. We now notice one of our members or one of our Biafran people or Ududua or other indigenous people that they are no more because of the way we conduct ourselves. Please be at vigilant. And we want to use the opportunity to thank our men, our Eastern Security Network, those people in the bush and guide them our bushes. And Nigerian government are attacking them, not attacking terrorists, not attacking herdsmen, not attacking banditry terrorists. They leave them and attacking people that are preventing terrorists do not march into our families and help our people. Trying to pave way for terrorists. But we must support them because the way we support them and the encouragement we give to them, we make them to continue doing this work. So please, all our listeners and lovers of freedom, we need to support Eastern Security Network. Not most you will be an IPOB member before you support them. As long as you're lovers of freedom, or you Biafran, or even Ududua, you can support them because they're making our nation proud. They're protecting our bushes and our farmland, allowing our men to be able, our women to be able to farm. Because without these people present, our people will not be able to go to farm. So, and also we're now thanking all the other departments in IPO leadership and those people in Biafra land, our media, our player, our religious group, and all, etc., etc. Please, I thank you all, and also other national coordinators and the principal officers and our head of the Elected of State, Master Doziem, and deputy head of the Elected of State, Master and all the members of the Elected of State. And also, I thank all our listeners. Please stay tuned. Every Sundays, we will always come on your way. And also, I use this opportunity to thank our watchmaker, our presenter. You have been doing good work. Please continue in this part. And also, my colleagues here that do justice to all our topic today. Maz Mwajaga and Maz Timezi. I say, may you can bless each and every one of you people. And we must soldier on. From here, I am Maz Okeke Oscar saying, good afternoon to you, Biafra. Thank you very much.
Their feelings known.
I will not do anything either to jeopardize British interest. That is why in a new Biafra, Britain will make more money from Biafra than they are now doing from the zoo called Nigeria. But they will do it legitimately. British companies will come to invest in Biafra land. It is called inward investment. All those British companies that they drove away, like Liver Brothers, which they named Unilever and all the rest of them, they will all come back. Even the great company that a lot of British people own majority share in, which is Miser Industries, Potters and Companies, they will all come back to where they used to be, in Biafra land. They will make money, but they will do so legitimately and legally. United Kingdom, Britain facilitated training and supplied equipment to SARS. What it means is that since it was Britain that trained SARS, it was Britain that asked SARS to take people's phones, to kill people and harvest their organs, to be very brutal, to be very evil and very wicked. It is here. Every newspaper in the zoo carried it. UK trained SARS and gave them the guns with which they are now killing people with. Britain is not satisfied that they came and took us as slaves. as farm animals for free. Britain is not satisfied that when we gave birth to children in the West Indies, in the Caribbean, and also in the USA, they sold our children to make profits. They were not satisfied. When slavery was abolished, Britain came and colonized. They were not satisfied. They took our palm oil, took our cocoa, took our coconut, took everything from us without paying for it. We did not complain. They were not satisfied. After colonialism, they gave the zoo green, white, green flag and was running the country basically from the shadows, making money from us. Nobody complained. Britain did all of these things and nobody complained. Now, Britain of all people is an accomplice in the slaughter and murder of innocent young people in the South, by virtue of the fact that they trained and equipped SARS. Despite years of complaints, despite years of campaign, despite years of Britain knowing what SARS was doing, Britain kept giving them money. Which means that is what Britain wants to do. Britain wants to kill as many young people from southern Nigeria as possible. That's what they want to do. And that's what they have been doing. That is the reason why they couldn't condemn what happened. That was why British High Commissioner went to Bola Ahmed Tinubu to kill the protesters and to break those protesters at the target. But because some of you are black, idiotic and African, you will not listen to what I'm telling you. That is why the British government have not come out to offer any robust condemnation of what happened or what is still happening in Nigeria. Britain took us as slaves and sold us and made money. Barclays, you see Barclays Bank? You know how much money they made? You see Barclays Bank? You know how much money they made from slavery? You have no idea. Britain was at the forefront of selling indigenous populations of West Africa. They emptied it. They were not satisfied. They came back, they colonized, they pillaged, they stole. They were not satisfied. They came back and basically gave power to idiotic Fulani Janjaweed to rule Nigeria on their behalf. Yet they are not happy because it's Britain who is in charge. The same Britain is now training and supplying equipment to murderers. So Britain is an accomplice to murder. And whenever any international panel will be set up, some sort of a board or commission of inquiry, the role of the British Foreign and Commonwealth Office must be investigated in the training, financing, and equipping these very deadly, murderous police units. How did we come to know this? Because a very brave British MP, because you know, in England you can do whatever you like, in the UK we cannot lie. Once you're a minister and you receive a letter asking you simple questions, you must answer, and answer honestly, and that was what happened in this case. Listen carefully, please. The British government has said it trained and equipped operatives of the Special Anti-Robbery Squad, SARS, from 2016 to 2020. So all these years that people have been cataloging and complaining about SARS, campaigns that people have held about SARS, Britain knew about it. They did not stop. Britain knew that SARS was killing people, massacring people, harvesting their organs, selling it to Indians. Britain knew. British government knew. They kept sponsoring SARS. They kept on funding SARS. That is why I say that black people are their own worst enemy. It's not even the white man. Black people are their own worst enemies. Britain, talking about human rights, about the end of human, it's just why they have the need to always want to rule and lord it over other people. I don't know what is wrong with Britain, especially the foreign country. They always want to lord it over other people. They want to rule stupid African people by all means. And they are not only satisfied with that. They also want to kill everybody in the process to help the Fulani Janjaweed. Britain has never come out in strong and utterly strong condemnation of the brutality and atrocities of the Nigerian police, especially SARS. Never. They will never condemn them. Never. Is it a surprise to you that as soon as Katrina Lang went to say to the army opened fire on the protesters? Because Britain was trying to cover up their role. They wanted the protest to end immediately. So the international community will not take interest in what is happening or in the outcome of any investigation. Because if you investigate SARS, you will see that the SARS was funded by the British government not 20 years ago, not 30 years ago. They kept funding SARS until 2020. Until 2020, not only funding them, it was Britain that went them. You know, when you go for training, you listen to the instructor. You do what your instructor asks you to do. So it was Britain that asked them to go and be killing innocent people. Because they were trained by them. Are you following me? Are you listening to what we're saying? So, I want to thank David Kosovo, who is the MP representing Edmonton. The UK Minister for Africa is James Goodrich, a white man. He responded to the letter that David Kosovo had written to him, asking for clarifications on the role that Britain played in funding and equipping SARS, the murderous police unit. Anywhere else in the world, this will make fun Jews everywhere. But because it's in Black Africa, they will not cover it. They will not cover it. Very, very sad indeed. So all the ill treatment, torture, extrajudicial killings, including the bodies in a river, courtesy of the British government, those that colonized you, those that sold you as slaves, colonized you, and now imposed their neo-colonialism through an idiocy, stupidity, and genderism. That same Britain is now responsible for funding the death of young people in the South, including those killed at Isuriba. It's Britain that we should be holding responsible. And of course, the Fulani Janjaweed. Britain should be held responsible for it. Because they offered the training, the finance, and the support as well for SARS. I don't know if some of the harvested organs were sent to Britain. Maybe we need to investigate, I'm not sure. Maybe Britain was financing SARS in order to have a stake or share in the organs that were being harvested from young people in the South. That is the word for you. This level of hypocrisy is condemnable. Condemnable, I tell you. That is Britain for you in Africa. They always want to rule. They must rule somebody. They must be in charge of somebody. You must call them Lord and Son. Somebody came, his name is Frederick Luba, the white man, came to Africa and all of you are calling him Lord Lizard. When somebody calls me, when somebody says, my Lord, now the kind of people want to hang themselves. Because black people are stupid and very useless. Stupid and useless. That's Britain for you. Britain wants you dead. They don't want Biafra to come. Britain was sent by Lucifer to make sure that Biafra will never come, because once Biafra comes, Africa can now be able to see. That is their job, and they're doing it very well. They have accomplices everywhere. In Fulani Janjaweedism, Hanese, and some ethnic Jews in Yorùbá. They want the continuation of the reign of the white man over the affairs of black people in Africa. And we are going to resist it. Intelligently so. We are resisting it already. And that is why, no matter what they do, Biafra must come. That is why Igbo governors are going to play very, very dead. What have done? Any day that we steps outside is you into any country, the world will hear his story. You watch us see what's going to happen. They must know what happened to Jubilee when he went to Japan last year. You know what happened to Jubilee last year in Japan? The way he was running and he did not attend the conference. And you know what happened in Japan? Because we were there on the ground. The Japanese people knew that this work was fake, not the real life. We tell you are ultimate and the people shouldn't say much, like I'm not going to say much. When you hear the story, your people are hating you. One of you forgot that Igbo businesses were damaged in Ghana as a result of this NSAS protest. Nobody probably wanted to talk about it. You hypocritical black monkeys in Africa. Black baboons in Africa, no wonder Britain called unique Nigeria. Very sad indeed. I have never seen and I do not hope to meet a more useless idiotic set of human beings than they have in black Africa. People who cannot make use of their brain. People who are, they are lying with fear. You see a white man and you become very, very submissive. As if you're cursed. As if you're possessed. That white man is not happy. That white man is still killing you. Because he knows no matter what he does to you, you're a nigger, you're black, you're useless, you're foolish, you can't even recall me. We were in America, we gave away free labor for 250 years. Nobody paid anyone for it. On top of that, if you give birth to your child, they sell your child. The blacks are still suffering in America. Because those that went before us were not bold enough to speak the truth and stand on the truth. Here we speak the truth and we stand on it. SARS. People should also be talking about an end to British colonialism. Blacks are indeed very, very stupid. This Britain has been killing you. They are the people killing you. Too sad. And that blood-sucking demon that in a land. Blood-sucking demon. A very wicked, one of the most wicked people I've ever seen. A very, very wicked and evil woman. People are attending SARS. SARS are killing people. You read about it. You hear the complaints. You're still funding them. Because one thing I need to maintain control over everybody with terrorism and with fear. Look at what people want to do in Yoruba. You never hear Yoruba people report it. With any Yoruba newspaper report it. Yes, it's wrong. Because we never put Yoruba land. We can't put the Igbo land. Why must they report it? Some of you will not know what's happening because you're blind. You are black and you're blind and you are stupid. Stupidity upon stupidity. This you do. Black people. British, or should I say, the British government are the ones killing you. That is the reason why there was no end besides protesting. Don't you understand? They are the ones killing you. They are the ones with the contract to kill, to eliminate, to diminish your numbers. And you up in the south and you see it. You bring around stupid fools. Your eyes are closed and you see it. Black people everywhere. Britain, you see Britain is part of the alliance. Oh my God. Oh my God, I hate Igbo governors when you see weekend. Oh my God, this guy. You know, you got to study very soon. I don't want to say much from there. I will now endeavor to open our lines and take your calls. If I accept you, please try and call. I don't know when black people will learn. Black people from Africa, I don't know when you people are going to learn. If I told you will learn, I don't know what is wrong with you people. What is wrong with you people? that you cannot see. What is wrong with you people? Very kind of reason. This country is black. What is wrong with you people? May Elohim have mercy upon your stupid wretched souls, black people. The white man is there laughing with you, smiling with you, and laughing and smiling, laughing and smiling. Woman for that one. Meanwhile, they received all the reports of sound humanity. Yet they didn't talk from themselves. They know the Nigerian army is not going to fight terrorism. They are coming to kill other people. They keep giving them weapons. They keep giving them weapons. We call on the line, please, your name and where you are, and you ask your question, please. Today is question and answer. Go ahead. My name is Simon and we're coming from America, Spain. From America, Spain, please go ahead. Thank you for giving me this opportunity. Honestly, I want to ask a question because there was an order in case in 2014. Because this thing that is going on now, we don't know where this is leading to. There's an order in case in 2014, in case if anything happens to you. What if you go to the Zoom government and the bonds are not paid it? I want to ask, as now you are outside of we don't know what. Maybe, in case anything happens to you, because what are we going to do? I want you to touch in that all the anymore in case of, because we don't know what our enemy is planning. Because if they see a way to intimidate you, that you pay the full thing, and the Fulanis and their agents will pay any amount to exterminate your life. So I want to know if the order still stands. Well, of course, the order still stands. It doesn't change. The order is there. It doesn't change. It doesn't change at all. Should anything happen to me, the end starts.
I would rather live for a day than 1,000 years a slave. So many have died, so many have gone astray. Nothing to show for that change they bring. No one to say, my sister, follow this way. The life we live in Africa is starting the way. We gotta overcome this way. We break that chains for survival. The pain is much, we need a revival. Come on now, it's time. Freed of not a crime. Come on, let's take back our homeland. I am here to say, wherever you are, look me in the eyes. Can you listen to me? I am here to say, wherever you are, look me in the eyes. See that Biafra is here. See that Biafra is here. I've been looking for the day that I'll no more be afraid. My fragile heart will always give me brave. No need to live without my home, my pride. No one to save me from the freaky mess. The life we live in Africa, I can't endure. But at night when it's dark, I cry. We break the chains for survival. The pain is much, we need a revival. Come on now, it's time. Freed of current crime. Come on, let's take back